Hello, how are you? See if I can fix this. I hope it's not a bad connection. It's raining out here, and for some reason, every time it rains, without fail, my internet goes haywire. So let's cross our fingers that I can stay with you through this, because I think it's going to be really good. So I'll give everyone a few minutes to hop on, and let's see. I am just going to share this on my page really quick. Give everybody a few minutes to join. I had just posted in my group that I was going live, so let's see who comes on and joins us. Give it a few minutes. How's everybody doing tonight? We have been doing some fun challenges in my group, and I have a Facebook group. It's been a lot of fun, so maybe you'll join us over there. But let me just make sure this is live first, because I have been having some, there we go. We are live. Share here. And I'm just going to share it in my group. It's like to do this Facebook Live thing, it's like you need to have a network programmer to coordinate all of this stuff for you. Share in a group. Here we go. Okay. We will get started shortly. All right, we are in business. How's everybody doing tonight? I'm going to give everybody some more time to hop in. This is going to be really great. I'm going to be sharing some really helpful tips on how to let go so that you can really flourish and follow your dream. And I'm going to drink some wine. I know it looks a little funny for wine, but that's because it's chocolate wine. I mean, what's better than chocolate wine, right? So, for any of you that don't know me, my name is Amanda. As you know, I am a certified life coach and courage catalyst. I work with my clients to let go of trauma and past pain and help them truly step into life, step into their dreams, and move from surviving into thriving. So, what I want to share with you today is the one thing that I did, only one thing, that helped me transition from a corporate job that I had for just under 20 years into moving to the beach. And this was without a job, without starting my business yet, and attracting my now fiance, love of my life, and reshaping my entire life by changing one thing. So if that's something that you want to learn, and if that's something that you think would be helpful, I think you're going to get a lot out of this video. So, when I was working in corporate, I was somebody who was a planner. I was someone who needed to know the answers to everything before they happened. I was someone that needed to know if there was going to be a problem before the problem happened. I like to take the same route home. I like to plan out my finances a year in advance. I like to organize things so that I knew exactly what I had to do, when I had to do it, how I was going to do it. Do you see the pattern here? So how do you think that affects me when I'm taking chances and I'm trying to grow? How do you think that affects me when I'm trying to flourish and start a business or start a relationship? If I need to know the outcome, then how do you think that that's going to play out when I need to grow? So having to know the end result before actually being able to try something new leaves you paralyzed at basically a standstill. because you're not able to grow and try things when you need to know what the outcome is before. Yes, you need to be able to plan and to organize and have some order in your life, but if you're overly executing and planning things, what happens is you remain paralyzed by fear because you think about the what if. I thought about things before they even happened. I would end relationships if I felt like there was a possibility they weren't going to work out. It kept me very guarded. It kept me very protected. So being a planner and being so in need of the absolute outcome left me with a very little momentum in hi. That's my fiance. um, so it left me very little change or the ability to grow because basically it had me just living in what was comfortable and repeating patterns. And if you keep doing what's comfortable, you don't grow, right? So I had taken, and I posted this quiz earlier. I don't know if you had a chance to look at it, but I had taken a quiz, and it's called the 6 Human Needs. And when I had taken this quiz, I learned that my highest need was certainty. So how did that shape my life? Everything needed to have a predetermined outcome before I did it, right? And what it left me doing was never taking chances. Everything had to be planned out, and it had to be, I needed to make sure that I was safe. I needed to know that I was going to be able to know that I could handle whatever was coming at me. And when you're starting a new job or a career or your own business or a relationship, you don't know what's coming. So I never did any of those things. When I realized that I needed to let go of certainty, what I did was I started making very small adjustments in my life. Very, very small. And all that I did was basically little things. Imagine driving home and taking the same road every day. So sometimes you take the same road, you don't even know that you're driving, you don't know where you are, you kind of block yourself out. And then it turns out that you get to the destination, don't even remember driving there. It's because of certainty. You took the same road every single day. You didn't even have to think about where you were driving or where you were going because you did the same thing that you were doing every single day. So I'm sure that you've done that. You've driven somewhere, didn't even know that you were driving, and all of a sudden you're at work or wherever you had to go. Losing my voice. So little things. Take a different way home. Take a different road. Don't turn the navigation on and see what happens. Um, Take chances. Try new things. Invite in a little bit of variety, and with variety comes uncertainty. You don't know what the outcome is going to be. So as you start to plan, leave room for flexibility. Don't know what the outcome is. Don't try to control your life and your husband's life and your children's life. And you don't need to have every second of your life mapped out. When I left my job, it was way before I ever thought I was going to. I wasn't ready for it. And if you know my story, I've shared this before. I moved into my apartment with no job, no income, and thank God they had allowed me, because I moved into a condo, thank God they allowed me to move in, but it's where I always wanted to live. So now I live across the street from the beach, which I always wanted. Boardwalk's right across the street, and beautiful private little community, something I always, always wanted. I've admired this particular community, if you can imagine, for 10 years, and I'm here. If I was still valuing certainty 10 years ago, 5 years ago, I wouldn't be here right now. I probably would still be in the same line of work that I just hated so much. So what I did was little adjustments, and I allowed myself to welcome in change, welcome in variety, take a different route, try things and not know the outcome, what happens with that? I start enjoying life more, and I start being able to embrace my new business. I put my heart and soul into it. Didn't know what was going to happen. Took a chance, right? And had nothing to fall back on, but I did it. And I would not have been able to do that if certainty was still top of my list. So it gave me a chance to just try out a few things without being so scared, because certainty leaves you paralyzed by fear. And if you're paralyzed by fear, how far do you think that you're really going to get? You're going to have a very stagnant life, kind of living Groundhog Day and live in repetition. But when you start to invite in possibilities and you get curious and you try new things, you can start to feel like, wow, this is actually possible. I could actually do this. And that same quiz that I told you, the 6 human needs, which I'm going to share the link with you, and I want you to take it as well. But when I took that same quiz 1 year later, certainty was dead last on my list. And it's because I welcomed in love, I welcomed in variety, and I had a little more balance. And it brought me so much joy and so much happiness. And anyone who knows the work that I was doing before, it's night and day from what I was doing before. I worked in law and finance and collections. I mean, like, can you see me doing this? It wasn't really who I was, but I was comfortable, and I went for what I was supposed to do instead of what I wanted to do. And just that small little adjustment opened up doors. It opened up so much to what was possible. And I was able to really finally enjoy all the things around me, enjoy life and enjoy my business and enjoy where I live. And just by changing that one thing. So I wanted to just share this with you today because it came up a few times in conversations for me this week, and I figure there has to be so many people out there that would benefit from this. So I'm going to share a link with you, and let me post it real quick. If you take this quiz, I will personally review the quiz for you, and I will post it real quick. I will personally review that for you and be able to share how, whatever your results are that come up on there, I will email you and let you know how that's impacting your life and how you can adjust it. So I think it's going to be something really powerful that you're going to enjoy. Please take the quiz. Let me know if you have any questions. And I hope you found this helpful. Just make that small adjustment and it could be a world of difference. Okay? Have a good night.